G'day guys, it's John from Honeybee Acres again, and this time we've got something a little bit different. So what we've got is we've got some trail cam footage that we did back in early 2020, February, March 2020, after we had the Black Summer Fires. And what myself and my wife Maria did is we went down into the Bargo State Recreation Area, which was near our place at the time in Hilltop, and we in coordination with some wildlife groups, we did some feeding of, or when I say feeding, we put food out for animals that might be in the burnt out bush that was there. As it turns out, there wasn't a lot there. It was fairly well burnt out, but there were some animals there, and what we've got for you today is footage from those animals that came to the feeding station. Now, some of them came for the food that was there. Some of them came looking for food that might be there. You'll obviously see what they were. And yeah, so what we got was, we got some dingoes, which was pretty interesting to see dingoes. I had heard of them being in the area, so they're definitely there. We got a fox or two, we got some currawongs and eastern rosellas. We got some wallabies and one that might be a wallaby or might be a wombat, but I'm sort of more on the side of a wallaby. And we got some crows as well, or ravens they are. We commonly call them crows, but they're actually ravens. And yeah, so let's go and have a look at those animals now. So here we've got, you'll see eyes in the top right hand corner there. So I was debating whether this was a wallaby or a wombat. Now I think it's a wallaby. You sort of see it hop away there. So wallabies are usually solitary animals that live in the forest. And yeah, they were quite common around the area before. Right, so here we've got a currawong. You can see him running from the bottom of the screen to the top, just eating the food there. So we have a couple of shots of these guys. So he's all on his lonesome, this one. No other birds with them. You often see these grouped together. And we've got a couple more here. So you've got one at the bottom, and you've got a couple sort of behind the brown leaves at the top. And then there's another one there just to the left of it, just eating the food that we've left there. So one's run off, the other one's there having a go at the food. And you just saw a magpie running at the end, but this one in the top right hand corner, you've got a fox there that looks like it's eating the kangaroo pellets that we left there. So obviously that's hungry. The foxes in Australia are feral. They're not a native animal, and they do a lot of destruction to the wildlife. So they're not really something that we want in the bush, but nonetheless this one is there. Down in the bottom right hand corner, sorry, you just saw a lyrebird. They're an interesting bird. They're a mimic, so they will mimic other birds in the area. They don't really have their own call. But so the males are the ones who mimic. The females really like to get with a guy who can do a lot of things. So you can see again there in the bottom right hand corner, the tail. And in places where they have machinery, they'll mimic machinery like chainsaws, and also cars if they live near roads. So you'll often hear them making those noises. And coming up next, we've got some ravens. So you can see there's a whole group of ravens. So those first few shots, the camera angle wasn't good. This camera angle is much better. So I do apologise for that bad camera angle at the beginning. But yeah, these are ravens, so they're just there eating the food. People commonly call them crows, but they're actually ravens here. So here you've got a magpie, that's the black and white bird, and you've got some eastern rosellas, which are the coloured birds. Obviously they've been spooked by something and flown off. And you've got a magpie left there just looking for food there. It's probably more looking for insects that might be in the pile there. Here's another fox looking for some food. He seems a bit more timid about approaching the pile of food there for some reason. Let's see it walk off. He'll come walking across the shot again in a second. There you go. And now this is pretty exciting to see dingoes. So I'd often heard about dingoes being around this area. I'd never seen them. I'd been at Hilltop for 23 years and never ever seen them. Never heard of anyone actually seeing them personally. So to see them in this video was pretty cool. So they're an Australian native dog. They've been in Australia for at least tens of thousands of years, maybe longer. So it was really, really cool to see these guys in the video. So this looks like a male-female pair here. So they're hanging around the food at night. So they might be smelling other animals that have been there, or maybe they're just there to get a bit of food. There's not much else for them around. You can see the place is well burnt out. A lot of the wildlife seems to have either moved out of the area or it was like it died in the fire, so which is a real shame. And next we've got coming up a bit of a daylight clip of the dingoes. So now we've got a clip of the dingoes in the daytime, and they might look a bit skinny, but all they get to eat is what they catch. They don't get fed by anyone. There's no tin food or kibble or anything like that. So what they catch is what they eat. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. We will have some more, well, I might have some more footage of some animals, more animals from the bushfire area. I think I've got a couple of memory cards with some footage on there, so we'll see if I can find them. With our move down from Hilltop down to here near Goulburn, we still have a lot of stuff we haven't packed, which is pretty normal, I've heard. And we also got our trail cams out in the bush on our property down here, and hoping to get some nice footage for you guys of the animals that we see in our bush that we've got on our 25 acres here. So at our 25 acres here, we've got about 15 acres of that is bush still. And so obviously you get lots of animals around there in the bush and on the edge of the bush. So we will see what we get from those, and if you like these, just give us a like, put some comments down below telling us whether you like it or not, and we'll have, if you do like it, we'll have some more to come. I guess if people don't like it, we might not. I've got some sort of bug on my head, I'm not sure what it is, but I'll deal with that a little bit later. All right, thanks for watching, bye.